a juvenile and domestic relations judge in Southwest Virginia, was removed from the bench Monday by the Virginia Supreme Court, effective immediately, after he admitted contacting two key witnesses in a pending federal corruption case against his wife. Kurt J. Pomeranc, 64, was elected to the bench in 2013 to oversee juvenile and domestic court cases in Washington and Smith counties and Bristol City along the Virginia-Tennessee border. He is only the second Virginia judge in the last 23 years to be removed by the state Supreme Court, court records show, with the other being a juvenile and domestic judge who resolved some visitation issues with a coin flip. Pomeranc has also been found guilty of contempt of court by a federal judge in Bristol in connection with his wife's case and is scheduled to be sentenced in that matter on Thursday. His wife, Stacey Pomeranc, the former chief financial officer of Bristol Virginia Utilities, is currently in prison serving a 34-month sentence on multiple charges of conspiracy, extortion, and wire fraud, as well as contempt of court, in part for her husband's contact with potential witnesses in the case. Kurt Pomeranc, in a hearing before the State Judicial Inquiry and Review Commission, which handles complaints against judges, conceded that his actions were wrong and violated the state canons of judicial conduct. The canons require judges to uphold the integrity and independence of the judiciary and to avoid impropriety and the appearance of impropriety in all of the judge's activities. Pomeranc suggested he only be censured, but the Supreme Court felt his actions were particularly damaging to the integrity of the judicial process and the confidence of the citizens of the Commonwealth that a sitting judge in the Commonwealth would attempt to improperly influence two potential witnesses in his wife's federal criminal trial. Pomeranc did not respond to a request for comment. His lawyer, John E. Lichtenstein, said in a statement that Pomeranc was disappointed but respects the action of the Supreme Court of Virginia. He will assess his position, but his focus now is on the needs of his family, Lichtenstein said in the statement. He is, and will always be, deeply grateful for the opportunity to have served the Juvenile and Domestic Relations District Court in the 28th Judicial District. Pomeranc's downfall began with the 2015 indictment of his wife on 15 corruption-related counts. She had been the chief financial officer of the city's electric, water and sewer utilities since 2003, and prosecutors alleged she pressured BVU's vendors for tickets to ball games and auto races, money to pay for BVU employee parties, awarded bonuses to BVU employees without reporting them for tax purposes, and other executive chicanery. Her husband, a judge and former BVU board member, was granted access to pretrial discovery in the case over the government's objection. 3 weeks after his wife's indictment, Pomeranc sent a handwritten note to her boss, the BVU chief executive officer Donald L. Bowman, with his business card included in a thank you envelope.